Crooks. Oh, yeah. Nicholas, what's happening? Oh, yeah. Man, I got a little game for y'all today. Hold on, check on something right quick. Man, I got Dirty Bro, what's happening? Darnell, Roscoe. Oh, the weather? Oh, it's complete white out outside. It's snow. We got snow chains on the trucks right now. So, Streetcar TV was in it. So, look, let me tell y'all something, man. All right. Listen, this is what I need people to really do. When you getting into this trucking industry, or any industry, especially trucking, man, I really need, Drew was in it. Yeah, I really need people to really learn the business. Like, really, really, really learn it and quit cutting corners. Because I'm telling you, these brokers, they will freaking get over on you. I know, man, I know. I'm here. I try not to get on here unless I really got some info that can help people. I try not to just randomly get on here. So check this out. All right. So I booked I was trying to book my driver a load to get him away from the bad weather. I'm gonna shoot him down to Florida, right? So, last week I'm just on the computer, just looking at different stuff. Well, I seen a load out of Houston going to Florida and one out of Florida going back to Houston. So my driver live in Houston. So I called up the person that's got the load, ran it with them, and before I talked to them, I asked them did they deal with Landstar? Because for the people who don't know, you don't just have to run Landstar loads. Just, some people think that. So he said he deal with Landstar. All right, so I was gonna book my driver to load myself, right? Well, it was some little stuff I ain't really wasn't feeling with the situation. So the guy was like, "Hey, I got a Landstar agent that I normally use. You found him?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool with him." So the guy called me or whatever. He was trying to find out if I was an agent. So, of course I'm gonna deny, cause I know how brokers do. So I was like, man, I'm just a fleet owner. I own a truck, man. So cool. So now he finally let it go. And I think he realized I was broker because the words I was using. So finally I was just like, man, I threw another guy name out there that I used to deal with. So he looked him up, boom, seeing it was a real person, a real broker. So he let it go. All right, so he booked the load or whatever. This was last week. Load was supposed to pick up today. My driver called me last night. He like, "Hey man, you send me the rate card." So I'm like, "All right, cool." So when I'm getting ready to send it to him, I'm looking over. I'm like, "Dang, this is a top load. They ain't paid me to talk the load or none of it." So I sent it to him and I emailed the broker. I'm like, "Hey man, ain't no Tarp pay on here." For some reason, he thought it was my driver. And this dude responded back like, "Hey, Mario didn't say put pay Tarp on this load or something." Anyway, he was like, "Well, the facility you loading is closed." So he acknowledged about the Tarp pay, but he disregarded it. He was because he tried to stash more money in his pocket. Well, then he it was just a kind of back and forth in the email, not really arguing, but just a back and forth in the email. So then finally he agreed to pay. He was like $75. I was like, nah, it's at least $100. Period. So the guy responded back with a long message like, well, it ain't never been, always been $100, blah, blah, blah. Then he started lying about 8-foot drops pay more than 4-foot to 6-foot drops and all this other stuff. Just to let y'all know, it don't matter what size the tarp is. Tarp pay is tarp pay. So I'm just giving y'all a little game. Tarp pay is tarp pay. So don't ever let no broker get over on you. All right, fast forward. He's just going back and forth. He's saying he's not in his office and all that, and he not about to drive on no snow. Because right before this last message, I told him, like, once you send an updated rate con with the tarp pay over there to me, I send my driver to load. Again, this dude is not processing what I'm saying email. He continues to think that he's talking to my driver. So after he started talking about all this other crap about, 8-foot drops pay more than 4-foot and 6-foot drop tarps, like I told you, it's a lie. Then he started like talking down, like, I'm the broker, you the driver, blah, 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 blah. So he said all that. Let me know what you want to do. So to put y'all on game, screw this broker, right? Screw him. Because let me tell you, drivers need to quit letting brokers feel like they got all the power. I don't know why. I think a lot of people out there that run trucks are desperate. Tons of them are desperate. So they allow this type of activity to happen just because they want to load. These brokers are happy when y'all call them like, hey, I got a truck, I got a trailer, blah, blah, blah. Can you load me? They happy to tell you, yeah, they'll load you. Because the first thing they thinking like, got me another one, got me one. And so, yeah, they ain't got no problem loading you. All right? Because they going to get over. And the thing is, they know most of the drivers don't know the business, so it's so easy to get over. And they get over on these people for years without these people even realize they getting over on them. These people buying $1 million houses while some of these truck drivers are struggling to pay their bills. So, that's exactly why I became a broker, because I already knew how the game go, and I know how they talk down, and I know how they get over on people. So I'm like, I'm about to be one of them, because that ain't about to happen to me no more. So I broke my own truck loads. I get loads from other people too, or I put it on my customer, but I broke my truck loads myself. And some of the homies that hit me up and said, hey man, can you give me a load? For example, one of my homies hit me up last week. Facts, messing up the game. One of my homies hit me up last week, and I was telling him about freight in his area, and he was saying, hey man, can you keep me loaded? I'm like, yeah, I can keep you loaded, but the thing is, I'm finna put you on some game about something. I said it would be double broker because it's not my direct customer. It's another broker direct customer. So I'd be getting the load from that broker, then give it to you. It's double broker. I just give you that broker contact, and you just push through that broker direct instead of double broken load. Most of the freight, I can't give a percentage, but a lot of freight is double or triple broker. A whole lot of it is. But people don't realize that. They just running the loads. All right. So I basically put him on game because I'm like, man, this is my boy. I ain't about to make no money off him. So I'm going to just put you in with the people you need to be put in with, and you deal with that. Now, I ain't going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Now, the only way, facts. Yeah, man. Hey, the broker thing is the work itself, the hands-on work of being a broker is super easy. But becoming a broker and the headaches and roadblocks and everything you got to do to get work. Marvin, what's happening? And get work, that's the biggest headache. So you're going to put in a whole lot of hours, like a lot of hours, and you ain't going to get paid for it. I'm talking about hundreds of hours, and not get paid for it. If you can go through that, then yeah, do it. If you ain't willing to work for free, the rich dad, poor dad method, if you ain't really willing to work for free, then don't even try to become a broker, because you got to work for free. You got to. It's just what it is. But the reward at the end of the tunnel is great. It's a great reward. So you got to make sacrifice to be successful. But, yeah, so, but let me tell you, this guy trying to talk down like he got all the power, because he don't realize who he talking to, number one. He's so used to dealing with drivers that are illiterate to the business. I'm not saying illiterate person, but you're illiterate to the business. So, you got the contracts? Oh, I'll help you get in the game then. So, man, what I was finna say, yeah, so they're used to dealing with people that are illiterate to the business. Most people are illiterate to the business. They feel like because they've been driving a truck for 20 years, they know stuff. No, it's a whole lot you don't know. I don't care how long you've been driving. If you hadn't been on the business side of it the whole time, you're not going to know. And if you've been on the business side and you haven't been in a truck, you're not going to know. It's just what it is. You gotta been on each side of the fence to know what's going on both sides of the fence. There's a lot of brokers don't even know how, a 70-hour or 80-hour clock work. They have no clue. So they'll try to tell you to do stuff that's illegal because they just don't know. So know your job, do your job, and stick to your lane. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, so anyway, fast forward, I ain't even respond to the email. The person who I originally talked to, they got the load, they emailed me. They was like, hey, the shipper gonna be closed Tuesday also. Can your driver load Wednesday? So I hit my driver up. I'm like, look, man, this is the deal. All right, if you run this load now, with you losing 2 days, you're gonna have to do a 34 in Florida. If you don't get the load off, but if you don't get the load off early in the day and you can't reload the same day, then you're gonna have to do a 34 in Florida. So I'm running this by you to see what you want to do. All right, you got my number? If not, shoot me an email. It's info, news, NEWS, Mario, MARIO at yahoo.com. Info news Mario at Yahoo. So, yeah, so, I'm chopping up with my driver. I'm like, listen, bro, this is what it is, blah, blah, blah. And, if you still want to jump on it, all right, for sure. If you still want to jump on it, you're going to have to do a 34 in Florida if you don't get it off in time. So just be prepared for that. So, the load does pay pretty decent. So I'm just like, man, it's a short week. So if you decide you want something else, then, your check going to be small because, it's a short week already. It's a good paying load. You just tell me what you want to do. Because how I operate, I'm going to be on my driver's side every time. If I got a good driver that's doing this thing, I'm on his side. I'm not on no broker side, man. I'm not going to help him. I can broker the load myself. I'm not going against the person that's helping me make money. It's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take care of him. All right. So, anyway, with that being said, when the person who initially had the load hit me up, I told him, I ain't respond to it, talk to my driver. He's like, yeah, I still do it. Let's just rock it. So I responded back like, yeah, we'll do it. Well, maybe 10 minutes later, I guess the person that got the load hit up the broker and told him that Wednesday was good. So he just responded back in the email saying, yeah, so it's Wednesday now. Basically, like, almost like, well, I went around your back and you still gonna do what I say do. because he still think he's talking to my driver. But just to put y'all on game about something, if the load don't get delivered, the broker don't make money. So while this dude talking noise, I could cancel that load and he lose out on his money altogether because he got an ego problem. He is pride and he won't run his mouth. So remember, you can always screw a broker. Now don't ever do this. Don't ever pick up a load or whatever and say I don't want it or whatever, because brokers got a lot of pull too. They can blackball you. They can hit up other brokers or whatever. Hey, don't let this guy run for you. He did this, he did that. So that happens too. It happens. So don't do that. But on a situation like this, because the load's supposed to pick up Monday, and then all right, Tuesday, then hit me back. Nah, Wednesday. So the original agreement it's not the same anymore. So yeah, you could bag out on something like that. I can just say, no, I don't want the load. And they can't do nothing about it because the situation changed. But once you agree to something, Toga, what's in it? Once you agree to something, just stick with it. Like I say, if you bail out, make sure you got like a good reason to bail out. Cause at the end of the day, nobody can make you run a load. But if you agree to it and you sign paperwork, man, they can if they want to push the issue, they can get you. They really can. But most of them don't want to go through the headache. But just keep in mind, they can get you. But man, don't ever let no broker talk down to y'all. Don't be desperate for no load to the point you let them talk down to you and you giving them all the power over you. Because to be honest, you really have more power than a lot of these brokers. It's just the fact the truck drivers just don't know it. They don't know the business or nothing. So they feel like the brokers got the power. I didn't ever want to have that feeling no more. That's why I became a broker. Like, man, you're not about to play with me like that. Nah. Because, bro, I got a trucking authority. Country Road was in it. I got a trucking authority that's sitting idle. I got a truck that's leased to land store. I'm a broker. I don't need nobody. I'm not finna let nobody have that much power over me. You been trying to tell them that? Yeah, man. Like, I just wish people snap out of it and wake up. Man, when these shippers get these brokers, see, you know what's happening? When these shippers get these brokers these loads, like, if them brokers are not moving them loads, then that shipper stops giving them loads. So they get screwed. So this how you screw them back. They screw you, you screw them back. I don't want the load. And enough people do it, that shipper like, they can't follow through. If you go have a conversation with most of these shippers right now, they're gonna tell you, oh, well, I was dealing with this company and they never become a broker. Man, I just got with somebody that taught me. I got with a Landstar broker that taught me the game, trained me, and when I left Landstar, I was with Jones Motor. I hate their company. I was with them, and I had a really good agent with them that took care of me. So he sent me to load. I told him what I wanted to do one day. He booked me like 3 loads and at an equipment place. And when I was picking up, I knew the lady there because she used to work at the dealership where I used to buy my 18 wheels from. And me and her started talking. She got my number and was like, hey, I got a broker that does a horrible job. They say they're going to send a truck. They don't send trucks, blah, blah, blah. So I'd rather deal with you direct. So once I got that contract, that's how I ended up becoming a broker with Landstar. Because I already been trained. I had put in a bunch of hours trying to get work. Could never get it for like probably almost a year. And this one just happened to fall in my lap because not only they knew me, they knew how I worked. And over the years, they seen what kind of money I was making and they seen what kind of equipment I continued to buy. And they basically seen not only me putting my time and energy in the truck, I was growing, and whenever it was an issue to my driver had to be off, I was getting in the truck running myself. Steven was in it. So my work spoke for itself. So that's basically why they gave me the contract. And so bam, like they was my direct customer. So I had been moving work with them. Every load I pushed through them paid $4. Every load. Well, they added some more heavy haul trucks, and they changed. So each individual branch was doing their own thing. Well, they expanded to more locations. When they did that, they went to one centralized dispatch. And when they did that, I couldn't even get in touch with the person in charge. They gave me the person's phone number, emailed everything. I emailed them, phone number. They just would never, right mail, holler, what's in there? I could never get in touch with them. So, coincidentally, last week, I booked my driver a load out of Shreveport, and when I got the rate con, I'm looking at it. It was my customer that I was moving for, but this lady, her rate was a whole lot less than what I was charging them. I mean, it was a whole lot less. You know, it wasn't a horrible load because he put me right where I needed to be. Man, he can't even bag in the station. There's so much snow on the ground. Hold on. Look at this. You got it? See you struggling trying to get in here. No, that ain't his other truck, the snow chain broke the brake line on it, so he had to get in it. Alright, so but yeah, so I booked him that load or whatever through a broker, and her race was a whole lot lower. So this particular lane I had, so let me say this. Alright, so I called one of my contacts, told her like, hey, I'm sending my truck your way. What you got? She was like, crazy. Oh yeah, man, it's still going. So I'll check the weather. It's supposed to be like that until Friday. So yeah, we've been out in it, but doing with all that snow, man. Listen, so I'm about to be 36. Probably this might be the worst I've ever seen it, but in my whole entire life, and I'm finna be 36 in a few months, I can only remember it snowing in Shreveport 5 to 7 times in my whole life. So that tell you it just don't snow here. Like, it don't snow. Ain't nobody prepared for it. When it snows, the whole city shut down. 2009, man, I remember 2017 was bad because not only it was snow, it was ice, and that ice stayed for like 2 weeks. 2017. So as far as snow, this the worst. But you talking about snow ice combination, 2017 was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. Man, you couldn't do nothing, man. So let's get back on track. So I called one of my contacts. Hey, I'm sending the truck your way. She's like, all right, no problem. Look, I got a load going to hold on. Push through the madness. Think I'm going to stay in the southeast. Yeah, I'm sending my driver to Florida, stuck in Jackson, Mississippi. Hey man, y'all better get y'all some snow chains, man. Yo, but so she was like, hey, I got a load going to San Antonio. Rates down right now, but I can still get you about $2.90 a mile. But from South Haven, Mississippi to San Antonio is a long run. So just think about that, $2.90 a mile going from there to there. Good money. Well, it was going to a construction site. So what happened? Well, the construction crew. Well, I ain't find this out until I had already booked my driver to load out of Shreveport going up there. So anyway, when I seen that they gave this lady the freight basically to broke out, it was for a whole lot less. So this load was only paying $750. I was running the same lane either for $1,300 or $1,350. Every time I moved it, I was putting it on hot shot trucks for $4 a mile. So yeah. So that's probably why she ended up getting it, because she was able to move it for a whole lot less than what I was moving it for. Like, I'm in this business to make money, number one. Number two, I'm going to make sure I do a good job. I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do. And, like, when I got into hot shot, I realized how when you're not with a company like Landstar and you just running off the low board, a lot of brokers pretty much got all the power. So I was like, man, I'm gonna become a broker. And that ain't gonna happen. If you look at my old videos, I was saying, I was like, man, that ain't gonna happen. So when I was broking them lows out, I was broking them out for $4 a mile. You know, I was getting good rates on them. But like I say, the person I was getting it through, a girl quit, they moved her, and they brought a young guy in. And of course, I think he was one of them kiss butt type of people. I'm gonna save the company all this money. You know what I'm saying? Freight, it's tons of freight, depending on what kind of truck you're running. So too many idiot drivers on the roads. Was they still trying to overtake each other? Man, yeah, they stupid. Like, we went to Waffle House this morning to get something to eat. Snow, I'm talking about snow thick on the ground. Man, I'm looking at vehicles pass by doing 55. I'm like, man, I'm telling my captain, I'm like, yeah, we finna make that wreck in a minute. Yeah, we definitely, these people crazy, man. Heads up info. Man, anytime, Gallet, that's the name? Gallet. Hope I'm right. Because I destroyed names unintentionally. Oh, in a big truck? Yeah, it's plenty. Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, Gillett. Is it Gillett? Gillett. Give me a thumbs up, please. Great, what's happening? I hope so. But look, so, yeah, but anyway, on that San Antonio load, the construction crew, they wasn't ready. She hit me up. She was like, hey, I apologize. They saying they ain't gonna ready. They gonna push this load back because it's going directly to a construction site. So I guess the crane they was supposed to be renting to offload and stuff wasn't there, blah, blah, blah. Is getting your own authority worth it? It just, getting your own authority is gonna be worth it, for sure, Grady. But getting your own authority is gonna be worth it to the individual. It depends on what you looking for. I'm gonna put it like that. It depends on what you're looking for. If you're trying to grow, it's a lot of factors. So it's just personal preference. The game in trucking is to know where you at and know what the freight is. That is 100% facts. All right, with Landstar. All right, to me, this for me. Everybody got their own personal preference. But for me, Landstar is way easier for me. I started out with my own authority. Shucks, what was my DOT number? All right, so I know my MC number was 943120. Trying to think of my DOT number, it was 282 something. But anyway, I started out. All right, just backstory real quick. So, full-time fireman, been a fireman for 14 years, right? Well, back in 2015, so the way our days off work, once we go on vacation, we off for 21 days. I found the truck driving school in Cortez, Texas, which is 45 minutes from here. So I paid the $3,000 and I went on vacation. I was driving back and forth from Shreveport to Carthage Monday through Friday uh, for 3 weeks. And prior to going to truck driving school, I started my LLC. Got my CDL, went to, I can't even think of the name of the company, out in Texas. I bought a truck. I had a 2012 Mack Pinnacle mid-roof CXU 613, right? This looked like the one in South Georgia just bought. All right. So I was running it. Then I hired a driver. Now I had my own authority and everything. Well, I didn't know nothing. When I say nothing, I knew zero about trucking. Well, I leased on to a company, a small company here in Shreveport, because one of my friends that been in trucking talked me into it. And I agreed to it because I'm like, well, at least I'll learn something about the business. Well, I learned nothing. I learned that dude was a crook. And, the loads weren't paying worth crap, etc. Payments weren't about nothing. So it took me about a week, maybe a little longer than a week, maybe a week and a half, a week to a week and a half. And I'm crunching these numbers and I'm realizing this ain't gonna work. So I read over the contract, and in the contract it said I could terminate it up in 30 days. So I typed up a letter and posted it for the 30-day mark. And on the 30th day, I took it to him. And I was like, man, I'm done. He's like, oh man, why? I was like, bro, this don't work for me. Now, I had a run in with him too, talking noise, and he owned the authority and everything. That's what I'm saying. When people feel like they got power over you, they'll try to use that. He just did, but he didn't know that I had my own authority the whole time. So, anyway, I took it to him. Now his tone changed. Oh man, you can come back anytime. Blah blah. All right, I'm out. Now, during this time, I'm so nervous because I'm clueless. I don't know nothing. I don't know how to get work. I don't know how to get paid from work. I just knew like that situation didn't work for me. So I pulled away from it and I was so nervous. Well, my stepmom friend sister, her friend's sister dispatches trucks. So I got up with her. She told me what she charged. She was charging me like 5%. So she started dispatching. All right. Well, stuff wasn't working out with this driver because we was on paper logs at the time. This driver, he was wrecking the truck, wasn't telling me. He was steady getting popped by the police for not doing his log books. He got popped like 3 times. Didn't say nothing. So what happens is, for the people who don't know, anytime you get any type of inspection done and you got violations, they gonna send the paperwork in to the company. So that's how I was finding out he got popped, because they was sending it to me in the mail. And then I gotta fill this paperwork out and I gotta say what I did to fix the problem. So that's how I was finding out about the violations. Eventually I ended up firing this dude, and I was in the truck myself, and my auntie boyfriend drove trucks. And I ended up hiring him. So he was great. He was super great. Well, I ended up buying a second truck because I was having problems with that Max. That sucker was growing algae in the fuel tanks and everything. When y'all pull up to them diesel pumps, look at the pumps. If it have biodiesel on there, be careful. If you're going to use biodiesel, put a fuel additive in your truck with it. Other than that, just stay away from it. Because that crap started growing algae in my fuel tanks. And it was traveling through the lines, and it was completely screwing the truck up. The truck was breaking down all the time after that. And so anyway, ended up getting, this was 2016. They ended up buying a brand new truck, a Volvo 2016 Volvo, really nice. Nice, super, super nice. Powerful. It was an automatic, 12-speed automatic. Leather seats. Man, it's like perfect. Perfect truck. Never had a problem with that truck, ever. Uh, so, my sister was supposed to get a truck and ordered a truck. It was 13 speed. Bagged out because of the driver she had lined up. Sarah, what's happening? The driver she had lined up bagged out, so she bagged out. Well, the company already ordered this truck, so I'm like, all right, well, let me just get the truck. So I put the down payment, boom, bought that truck. So now I got 3 trucks. And I just started hiring more drivers. So I learned a lot. My dad used to always tell me, he said, it's one thing to build business on, it's another thing to be a boss. It went over my head because I'm new. So going through running a business, it started to make sense. Because now I'm so cool with everybody. I'm just having conversations. So now the drivers feeling like we homies and it ain't business no more. So now they look like, man, he cool. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And, man, it started causing problems. So don't ever make your driver feel like y'all homies. Never, ever, 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 ever don't make your driver feel like y'all that cool. So it need to be a fine line. All right? So I learned it. I had to fire some people, hire some people, etc. So I've been through a whole lot. I've been through a lot. Have my email, you can ask me a few questions. Let me see if I can type it. Can I type on here? Man, I don't know how to type on this thing. I'm gonna keep holding these up, so I don't have to keep saying this. But, give me 1 second. Oh, shucks, you can't even see that. God dang it. You can't see nothing. Don't worry about it. It's information, info, news, NEWS, Mario, MARIO at yahoo.com. Info, news, Mario at yahoo.com. Friendship and business don't mix. Facts. 100%. 100. If you don't have a business-minded family member, I wouldn't even hire them. If you don't have somebody who really want to learn the business and grow the business, don't hire them. Don't want to expand. Yeah, it is hard to trust people. Man, you gotta like really hand pick people, and you gotta no problem. Man, you really gotta be with people. And when you hire somebody and you ride with them, don't just ride with them for a day. Ride with them for a week. Ride with them for 2 weeks, and just let them do their thing. Just kind of act like you don't even exist, because who they are is gonna start showing over a week or 2 week period of time. Like all their bad habits, everything is gonna show. So when you ride with them, don't tell them what to do. Don't tell them where to go. Don't tell them nothing. Just let them do their thing, and you sit back and you chill. Of course, when you see stuff wrong, correct it. But other than that, don't do it, because now you know what they will do and what they won't do. All right. With that being said, now you got enough time to realize you need to fire them or not. So there's that. All right. So now the way I ended up getting the Ford truck was that Mack truck kept giving me issues. Transmission needed to be replaced a couple times and everything like that. Or you're owner up. Yeah, I'm an owner up / fleet owner and a broker. So I'm like everything in one. Well, let me back up. I'm not a broker, I'm an agent. Brokers are the ones who own the authority. They're the same thing, but to be technical, I'm the agent because I don't own the authority. I don't own the broker authority. All right, so, but it's the same thing. I had bad habits the same as your bad habits. Hey, this just gonna be it's just gonna be something that you got to make the decision. You know. If you don't want your driver to, yeah, I left hot shot. I've been left hot shot back in June, I think. No, not a registered agent, freight agent, like a freight broker. Freight broker, freight agent is the same thing. Registered agent is the paperwork person that basically lives in a particular state, and you want all your paperwork shipped to them, and they do your paperwork, your legal documents for you. Trucks Island, a Volvo, step deck, but I just put a drive in there last month in January. So I got out of the truck in January. Yeah, with Landstar. God dang, it's getting hot. But I got a trucking authority too. It's out of Texas, out of Dallas. So, man, I got multiple different things going on. That's why I'm really be on here. I be taking care of business too much to be on social media. I hadn't even been on Facebook in 2 years. Appreciate it. So, all right. So what I was saying. Oh, about the lanes. So anyway, well, the situation I was telling y'all about at the beginning of the video happened out the San Antonio lane got canceled. So I ended up booking another load that took my driver straight home, and it paid $18.50. So it was like perfect, good paying load, and it took him home. Then the other load pick up in Houston was taking him to Florida away from the storm. Oh man, that ain't no problem. Just shoot me an email, info.newsmario@yahoo.com. So, and then I already made contact with another person I'm cool with that got work out of Florida that could actually go on a hotshot truck, but he got work out of Florida going back to New Orleans. DJK, my agency, is my kids' initials. So, yep, because my son, Demario Jr. Information in the description. Nah. What information you need, I give it to you. I ain't got no business card on me. I will just show a picture of a business card, but I ain't got one on me. Because I know I'm going to be here at the fire station for a few days because I'm picking up some overtime too. But one other tip, when you growing a business, because a lot of people make these mistakes, and I've made this. I somewhat made email is info, like information, INFO, and news, like a news camera, NEWS, and Mario, MARIO, @yahoo.com. Man, I appreciate the super chat. There's some good Red Bull money because I'm going to need one because I'm going to be at work for a few days. So, this is a mistake I made. Somewhat made, because I've been working here since 2007. So, but a lot of people, they make the mistake. I'm an agent with Landstar. A lot of people make the mistake of trying to grow a business. Okay, no problem. So a lot of people they make the mistake of trying to grow a business without being fully hands-on and not properly crunching their numbers. And so this some examples, right? Somebody who want to start a trucking company and they want to hire all these people. They hire a dispatcher, they hire a driver, they hire this person, that person, and your weeks is going to go up and down like this week. So Monday and Tuesday, a lot of stuff shut down. No load. You only got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to make money. Well, now if you got to pay a driver out of it, you got to pay a dispatch out of it, you got insurance and everything else. It's no money left. No money. Drake, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's no money left, so you can't grow a business off fumes. And people take the business money and for sure, for sure. People taking the business money and they spending it on a C note. I appreciate it. People taking the business money and they spend it on their personal bills. So now when the truck break down, they have no money to fix it. They out of business. They're done. You know what I'm saying? And I think that what happened with my driver situation with the previous person he was working for. I'm listening to all the information he's telling me, how much they was paying him and everything like that. I'm like, bro, I can't pay you that much money. This is no way. And I broke it down to him why. And when I broke down to him, like, he totally got it. He was like, I see what you mean. I was like, yeah, that's why you don't have a truck to drive right now. You was getting more money than the truck was making. Anytime you're dealing with any kind of business on the earth, the business has to be greedy. The business eat first, then you and everybody else eat. If business don't have money to sustain the business, you are out of business. So that's what I'm telling him. Like, the truck is your livelihood. If the person you're working for is paying you all this extreme money, what's left? And it wasn't nothing left. It wasn't nothing left to fix the truck when it broke down. So, but like I say, I take him whenever he need to be home, which he don't even want to be home that much. He's older. His kid's grown. He's been married 20 years or something with the same woman. So, that's a perfect driver for me. Because he ain't trying to be home. Even when I try to route him home for his 34, he's like, bro, I'll stay up. So I'm like, cool. So, I work with him and make sure he good. And, I started out letting him dispatch himself because I was tied up. But he wasn't doing horrible, but it wasn't like I needed him to do. Because he ran flatbed in the past, but he had been running dry van all this time. So when I hired him, this is his first time back in flatbed. And like I'm telling him, man, it don't operate the same because most of the flatbed stuff is going to be Monday through Friday. Business money needs to be recycled back to business facts. 100% true. I'm like, most of the flatbed stuff is Monday through Friday, 7 to 3 or 7 to 5. Every now and then you might find a place to load at 10 at night, and 1% of the time you might find somebody to load on the weekend. But for the most part, 90-something% of the time, 7 to 3 Monday through Friday. That's flatbed work. Drive in 24/7. You can load 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. You can get unloaded. I'm like, no, I don't work like that. So I had to take over and kind of show him how it needs to be done. But he knows how to book loads because he's booked loads and he's ran loads. And he know how the money need to be. Tell him what the money need to be. Hey, this particular lane is hot right now. This is the average of what this paying. All right, we ain't running in this area. This a dead area right here. So, like, I'm teaching him. So, in the future, if he decide to get his own truck, more power to him, not knocking him. Because at the end of the day, I still showed him the game. Now, I could screw myself later by teaching him all this, and then he leave me and I don't have a driver. But at the end of the day, I'm not built that way. I will make a way out of no way. That's how I'm built, period. Like, I ain't tripping about that. Because at the end of the day, he know I took care of him. So if he get somewhere down the road and it don't work out, I already know he coming back to me. And I'm going to hire him, period. So don't hold nobody back. You know what I'm saying? I always got to keep multiple irons in fire. Facts. So, fast forward. He booked the load out of Colorado going to Arizona. Man, we was stuck out in Arizona for a few days. Every load out of there, I think the highest paying load I seen was either 203 or 207. And that was only 2 loads out of many. Man, great, I appreciate it. It was 2 loads out of many. Every load was $1 and something. So basically, what I told him, I was just like, take your 34. So it took a 34-hour reset, and the load that I should have got, they were paying like $2.11. I should have stuck on it, but I tried to wait it out. Because this was my first time being there. I know you can go to Cali, and you'll be all right in Cali. But in Arizona, it just wasn't a good move. So we ended up having to get a load out of there, pay like $1.50 a mile. It was either that or they head all the way back to Dallas. So I'm like, man. And now this is when you got to think business. Fast country ghetto. This is when you got to think business, right? Because on any other day, I would have never took that load for $1.50 a mile. Me personally, I would deadhead. I will. But now you got to think as like a businessman. I still got to pay this person a paycheck, number one. And I got to pay for fuel. So I need to take this load. So I had to take the $1.50 a mile load because it's a business move. I got to pay him a paycheck. You know what I'm saying? And I got to put fuel in the truck. So you gotta know what you're doing. That's why I preach on education. You really have to know the business. Cause if I was in the truck myself, driving myself, Chuck, what's happening? If I was driving myself, I probably would have deadhead maybe to Cali, or I'd have went somewhere else, or took one of them El Paso loads or something like that. But when you got employees, those people's whole family is dependent on you, because they're working for you. Their paycheck take care of their household. So now I got to make sacrifices and decisions because, all right, so like when he first came with Landstar, any company you lease on, but I'm going to speak about Landstar because this one with Landstar, you got a lot of expenses that comes out when you first, oh, all right, Trash. That's my little brother. We just talk noise like that. But you got a lot of expenses that come out. So when all of them expenses come out like that, and depending on what kind of week you had, just say you ain't run but like a couple days. Well, you still got all them expenses come out in fuel. So I ended up having a check that was like $43 in the negative. Well, I still had to pay him for the loads he ran. So TL Transit, what's happening? So I already had like 5 overtime shifts on my paycheck here at the fire department. So I'm like, man, now I gotta pay him out of my personal money. I'm like, God dang, but I got it. Thank God I got it. So I'm gonna show you how you do this, right? So his paycheck money, and because all my fuel was covered, so I think I only had to pay him his paycheck. So I had to pay him his paycheck on my fire department money. So this is what I do. I wrote a check for the amount his paycheck was, and I wrote it as a loan to my business. Deposit in my business account, ACH him his paycheck. So now my business owe me. So when it comes down to tax time, that's my money. That ain't the business money. You know what I'm saying? That's a loan. So you're not about to tax me on a loan. So you just gotta know how to make the right moves. The only way you catch me in Western is 11 if you got direct freight. Oh, back to the Midwest facts. Man, this is the thing. Like what Country said, in my opinion, the only reason you should be going west if you got a direct customer and if you going to Cali, because you can get a load out of Cali. When you start hitting Nevada and Arizona, and New Mexico, bruh, that ain't no good look, bruh. Dude, unless you want to be stuck on the West Coast, cause freight on the West Coast stays on the West Coast. I don't know why, but it's like that. I had to deadhead out of Washington State before. I think I deadheaded out of Wyoming. Yeah, I done had to deadhead out some places. There just wasn't no work. The work that was there was staying there. Well, I'm not about to be stuck over here and it's already a bunch of snow on the ground. No, I'm out. I'm finna deadhead back into civilization and give me some work. So, for the people who don't know, man, I done ran all over the U.S. I done been all over this mug, man, and I've studied the industry, and I've studied lanes, and I've studied a lot of stuff that got to do with it, and that's why I feel like I've been successful with it, because I'm not just somebody who go buy a truck and trailer and get in and just start running the truck and just be all over the U.S. Matter of fact, I done had some homies that I done had to pull back. They just run all over everywhere. I'm like, bro, why you running like that? You can run this particular lane, run this to here. This a hot spot. This normally ships stuff back here, and you can run at a triangle. Then they tried it out. They like, man, you right. I'm like, yeah, bro, just follow my lead. I'm gonna help you. Joe from Convent, we used deadhead from Seattle to Salina, California. Ooh, that's a long, long way. That's the whole coast. What you run down 5? Run down I-5? God dang. What lanes are hot? I like to run the south. So me, I run Oklahoma, down to Texas, across to Georgia. I hit the top part of Florida, but I try not to go south. I go down, every time I went down south, like Miami and all that, I always had to deadhead back up. So, man, like across to like Jacksonville, Florida, hot area, and then run up to the Carolinas. I don't like to go past the Carolinas. Now, it's work up there. It's plenty of work in, yeah, Anthony, facts, Northeast. Plenty of work up there in Northeast. But I don't like to go past the Carolinas. The Carolinas got a lot of work. North, South Carolina, a lot of work. A whole lot of work. So, them my routes. Tennessee got plenty of work. Arkansas got plenty of work, but I don't really like to run Arkansas because there's too many in the terrain. It's horrible, man. It's kill your fuel, especially when you running 48,000 pounds. Because the flatbed loads, them 48,000 pounds of lumber and all that, because there's a lot of lumber up in Arkansas. Man, that crap heavy. And you trying to go up like this, and man, your speed just start dropping while you going up. And your fuel dropping. So that's why I don't like to run Arkansas. I had a direct customer I used to run to Arkansas, out of I forgot what city, south of Houston. Basically like the Houston, Texas outskirt to Bauxite, Arkansas. I used to run that crane parts. And I liked it because it's easy. It's easy. You run straight up 30, hit the little service road, boom, go to the place, unload. So I like that route. But other than that, Arkansas got plenty of work. I just don't like to go up in Arkansas. Because when you hit I-49 in Shreveport to go to Arkansas, that move straight up. The whole drive from Shreveport all the way to Arkansas, it's like you just going up the whole freaking time. They got some hills, but for the most part, you climbing. But on the way back, you coming straight downhill. For me, I know the only way I can make some money this week was to head south to southeast, because I know the Midwest wasn't going to be hitting. Sure ain't. Midwest ain't going to be hitting on nothing. They ain't going to be, man, nah. But everybody going to be, man, lock your loads down now, because everybody going to be running to the southeast to get away from this storm. See, I already seen it. I already seen it coming. I was tracking it like a week in advance. That's why I had planned my drive route south for the whole week. Boom. I already had loads stacked. All my loads were stacked. And when you stacking loads, you need to stack them to where you got enough time in case something happen. You know what I'm saying? For you flat builders, get that weather app fixed. Which weather app you use, country? But yeah, man, I stack loads. Bam, bam, bam. As soon as my driver get unloaded, he already got another load waiting. And another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. I don't like for my truck to sit. Plus my driver don't like sitting. Like when I was running the truck myself, I'm like extremely impatient. I'm talking about to the max. I am extremely impatient. Uh Arkansas isn't that bad. Shoot, what points? I was trying to think, but man, 30 ain't that bad until you get to like Arkadelphia. Once you start getting from Arkadelphia to Little Rock, man, you climbing. Come on, stupid. All the comments that went away. Midwest take care of the roads better than the South. The South don't take care of the roads because I mean we normally don't have this type of weather. Uh, well, I'm gonna have to learn the lanes. Yeah, definitely. Learning the lanes is super important. Like I talk about my boy Rico a lot. Man, the only time Rico leave his area is Arkansas terrible. Is when he coming running his lane for his direct customer to Louisiana. That's the only time he leave. Rico do not leave that New England area. And his dude make way more money in that area than I'm making with a big truck. I'm talking about, and I'm saying it based on mileage. Cause this dude be running 200 and some miles, and his loads be like 1850, 2200, 2300. And he really don't even go nowhere. He sending me rate cones daily. Man, look at this. Look at that. Like, what the heck? But ain't no trucks up here. They gonna have to pay for it. Here in Indiana, these drivers are going too fast. Hey, oh, the weather, not the weather. The freight always booming in Indiana. Indianapolis, Indiana. Man, honestly, I could be wrong, but I think Indianapolis, Indiana probably got more freight moving out of that one area than anywhere else in the U.S. than anywhere else in the whole U.S. just in that one spot. That's a hot spot right there. Indianapolis is definitely a hot spot. Uh, Flatbed, Houston a hot spot. Uh, hey, listen, cause when you hit 59, bro, this all the way up, you get halfway up there, and then now it's snow on the ground. I'm like, bro, I hate coming up here to like Fort Smith, Arcola, Fayetteville. Man, oh my goodness, it's too much of this. Speed limit slow because you really can't go fast going around curves and stuff. What you got? Some drugs? Oh, what they use? Morphine or something? They had somebody with a broke leg or something? Uh, uh, no, man, he come with all this talking, bruh. Oh yeah, when it comes to Steve, when it comes to the work, man, it's way more big truck work than hot shot. I'm talking about an extreme amount. Uh, I don't have no van loads. I don't really mess with van. I've did flatbed since I first got in trucking. I don't really know much about a van at all, to be honest. Like, I don't even know how to slide the tandems on a van. I have no clue how to slide the tandems. I know how to split. Don't know how to slide the tandems on no van. I've never had to do it. I don't even know what's the max weight a van can haul. Nothing. I don't know how to secure no loads in back of a van. Like I'm absolute dummy when it comes to a van. But flatbed, I'm the truth with that. I'm the yeah. Facts. Hey, I'm the truth when it comes down to flatbed. I can teach you whatever you want to know, from the smallest piece of equipment to the biggest heavy haul piece of equipment you want on there. Yeah, I can. And you know, I'm gonna tell you what. Another thing I think helped me. The fire department has really prepared me to run a business because my position, my rank, all the firefighters is under me. So being able to supervise people, steer them the right way, and being able to adapt to the different personalities, because you have to deal with every person differently based on their personality, based on their skills. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody really good, like for example, uh, hyperventilation is really not a medical emergency. How much it takes to buy equipment for a flatbed? I can't give you a solid number, but I can tell you Tarps cost between $325, $400 a piece. Bungees, 150 to 100, somewhere in there, $100 roughly. Straps about, depending on where you get them, about $13 a piece, and you're gonna need probably 20 straps. Uh, Chains, 40 to $65 a piece, and the binders probably maybe 35 to 45 maybe. And you're gonna need 12 chains, 12 binders. Let me see what else I'm forgetting. I can't remember but like the equipment ain't cheap. It ain't cheap. But that's why flatbed loads typically pay more than van loads, because you got a bunch of equipment you gotta buy and you got a bunch of physical work you gotta do. But I like it for multiple reasons. It pay better, and I like the schedule. I like that 7 to 3 window, because what I do is I get on the road 2 in the morning. When the sun come up and the facility open, I'm there, unload, get that off, go pick up the next load. If I have enough time that day, I drop that load too, depending on where I'm going. Usually I have enough time. Most of the time I have enough time. I drop that. But like, I try to reload. So depending on how far I'm going, like if I run Shreveport to Dallas or Shreveport to Houston, Texas or whatever, all right, it's 2.5 to 3 hours to Dallas, 4 hours to Houston. Because Dallas is 188 miles, Houston 230 miles just to get to Houston. Not even, once you get in, shoot, you probably got another 40, 50 miles in the city driving around. So I dropped it. I get on the road, because I'm already preloaded. Get on the road, 2 in the morning, drop that, then reload. Just say I'm coming back to Shreveport. I dropped it, and then I reload again the same day. So literally, my whole day, I'm trucking the whole day. All right, if I can't get a load coming back to Shreveport, what I typically do, just say I'm in Dallas, I try to get a load going to Jackson, Mississippi, or get a load going to Little Rock, because it brings me back home. So I come back home, sleep at home, get up 2 in the morning, go to Jackson, Mississippi, or go to Little Rock. The reason I pick those areas is because the amount of time it take me to drive there, and it's hot spots for freight. Arkansas got plenty of work, plenty. Jackson, Mississippi, and everything around Jackson, plenty of work. Forest, Clinton, what's it, Byron or something like that. Jackson itself, Flowood, South Haven, man, so much work in Mississippi, tons of it. So them my spots. Little Rock, Arkadelphia, Russellville, man, any of them places. I hit all of them. I know where all the work at. Memphis, South Haven, San Antonio, it's another one. San Antonio, South Haven, and it's another city started with S over there. They got work. Alabama got plenty of work. Uh, Georgia, but depending on where you at in Georgia, cause like Tipton, Georgia got a lot of AC units that come out of there. A lot of them, they pay BS. Dollar and some of my they BS. Uh, Florida, just Florida pay good going. Olive Branch, yes. Olive Branch. I couldn't think of the name of it. I thought it started with S. I don't know where I get that from, but Jacksonville, I like hitting Jacksonville and getting work out of there, cause they got plenty of work. Now, if you a car hauler, Miami got plenty of work for you. I don't like hauling cars. I hate hauling cars. Corner protectors. Oh, corner protectors. You could get corner protectors probably, I think, like $3 a piece, maybe. I don't remember. It's been so long since I had to buy any of that stuff. Probably, I don't know. 12K, 34 drive, 12K tandem. Oh, on the fan, yeah. Yeah, so somebody had mentioned one day, they was like, man, you overloaded on your trailer axles. And it's like, it's supposed to be 34. I'm like, nah, man, this is split axle. How I'm gonna wait 40,000. Like, it ain't the same as a van. So like some places, I think it's Hope, Arkansas. I think it's a place where you go load the bags of what the little crap that go in your garden. Think of the name of it. I think it's mesh or something like that. They got a chart and they load the trucks based on what type of trailer they running. So like if you come in, you got a flatbed trailer with tandem axles. Then they do it just like a van. 34, you put 34,000, 34 or 36. I think it's 36 they do. I think they do 36 on the trailer, 34 on your drives, and then 12 on your steers. I think that's how they do it. But when you running split axle, you can put 40,000, 40,000 on the trailer axles. So it depends on what you're running, cause depending on what weight I'm running, I open and close mine. If I'm running 35,000 pounds and under, I typically have mine closed. But anything over that, I split my axles, distribute the weight. So, and I can tell, like I've been running that piece of equipment for so long, depending on how it's pulling, I can tell if I'm overweight in a certain area or anything that's out of the ordinary. As soon as I start driving that truck, when I start moving that truck, I say get up to 40 or 45 miles per hour. I can tell, like, nah, it's too heavy. It's too heavy. Something wrong. Either they need to move the load, shift the load to a different area on the trailer, or it's too heavy. See, once you get to that point, as far as running the truck, I think you good. If you know how it's supposed to feel, you good. You good. If you ain't been doing it long enough to know how the truck feel, you really need to get you some more experience, because the cops will have a field day with you. Field day, 25 per axle, good stuff. So 50,000, yeah. Shoot, you taught me something, because I ain't know. I thought it was 40. Good stuff. See, I told you I'm always here to learn. I'm always here to learn something. No? So if this information been helpful, y'all hit the thumbs up, share it with somebody that can use the information. I still got to put that video out about setting up a retirement plan. Well, any business, really, for any business, but we in the trucking industry, so setting up a retirement plan for trucking. The one that I'm choosing is an IRA, individual retirement plan, because Appreciate it, C-Note. The reason I picked that is because with the IRA, you can basically retire anytime with the IRA. With like a full 1K, I think you gotta be, I'm not sure. Yeah, a Roth IRA. Yeah, Dirty Bro, we need to chop it about today, cause you know more about it than me. So I need to chop it up. And I'm a once I talk to the professional people at that, I'll do a video about that. Have a truck on with land stuff. What you pulling? What kind of trailer you pulling? Uh, once I get that information, I'm gonna put a video out about that already. So if you didn't see the other video, check the video out. How to get healthcare. Uh, uh, okay. What you know? What you normally load it? Yeah, where you normally load it? So, Santran, man, what's up? I ain't seen you in a minute. Hold on, let me see. So, God dang, how you do this stupid crap? Man, man, who I'm looking for? South Carolina got plenty of work. They got plenty of work. It's good to drive 450 or 550, 350, good enough. So, all right. So, the reason the reason that but no, man, what's going on, bro? The reason that people that's been buying the newer trucks that's been having mulch. The reason the people that's been buying the newer trucks have been having problems, from my knowledge, and I could be wrong, they've been deleting the trucks. So the trucks are getting too hot. Then now you're hearing these people having problems with the throwing rod through the engine and all kind of stuff like that. So with the newer trucks, they're not designed to be deleted. You know what I'm saying? They need their DPF system on there to keep the truck cool and everything like that. So that's why they been having the problems with it. All right, L450. L450 is the only truck that is set up differently. So you can get an L450 for personal, you can get an L450 for commercial. The difference is it'll be like this ambulance that I'm in right now. So all our old ambulance was like big trucks, big ambulance, like big like the fire truck. So now these new trucks, the box still big, but the ambulance itself is around 4,500. It's a small truck. All right. So this 4,500 is considered commercial. It's a commercial chassis. All right. On Dodge, Chevy, GMC, none of those trucks have they don't design 4,500 or 5,500 personal. All right. With with Ford, they do. So that's why you got F450s with a truck bed on it. And no other brand has a 450 with a truck bed unless you get it specially made like that. All right. So with that being said, they're made for pulling a lot of weight, short distance. Now you can run wherever you want to run with it all over the U.S., but you got to remember it's not designed for that. So long term, you're gonna get wear and tear on it quicker. Still have hot shot trailer. No, still have a no, I got rid of my hot shot truck and my trailer. I got rid of the truck first, and I just sold the trailer like back in December to a guy in Florida. So so the gears on those trucks are geared lower. And when you got low gears, it's designed for pulling heavy weight. So now you talking about getting a truck and running it 70 miles an hour on the interstate. Some Texas 75 miles an hour. Wyoming is 80 miles an hour. So you talking about getting a truck running at 70 to 80 miles an hour with a lot of weight on it, long distance, over and over and over and over and over. You will start having problems with it. So with the L450, so they got like heavy torque, low gears, and they got lower torque, high gears. So it's designed for heavy pulling and it's designed for highway. The L450 is the only truck that's made, that's designed for that. So if you want to go with a truck that's bigger than 3500 or 350, I would go F450. Ford is the only truck that I would buy for hot shot that's bigger than a 3500 or 350. The F450 is the only truck. I wouldn't do nothing else because it's not designed for it. You know, you can do it, people doing it, but long term it ain't gonna last. It ain't set up for that. Anything with a lower gear, it's like you get in an 18-wheeler, a 10-speed truck, and you got this sucker in 7th gear, and you trying to run it like it's in 10th gear. Your RPMs are gonna be super high, cause it's not made for that. You need to go up a gear. Well, with those trucks, they're geared lower, so you're not gonna have that. So, nah, 450, L450, the only one. Yeah, another truck, do you know anybody looking for an older model without regen or depth? Do you need it for hot shot? Alright, so 2 different questions. I don't know, I ask around, see, no. I ask around. Anthony, do I need something or what? Like I don't know. I'm kind of lost on the question. Yeah, I'm lost, bro. My mind's kind of all over the place right now. Ford. You saying do you need a Ford for hot shot? A Ford F450? Is that what you're saying? Oh, do you need a Ram? Man, email me so I can give you my number so we can talk. It's infonewsmario@yahoo.com. Yeah, definitely. Shoot me an email so we can chop it up. If Waymaker on here, man, call me, bro, because I didn't save your number. I got tied up at work and totally forgot about it. And then I probably had another 12 more people call me. So, man, yeah. That's why I always tell everybody to text me first. Because even if I don't save your number, I got the text. I know who it is. You don't need a 450. Oh, nah, you don't need a 450 to run hot shot. You run 3500. I see people running hot shot with a 2500. But 2500 is not that stable on the back end. It'll pull it, but it's not stable. And depending on how much weight you got, you'll put too much weight on that back end and have the front end lifted. Now you got problems because your fluids are flowing backwards instead of flowing like it's designed to flow. So, yeah, people run hot shot with 250s, but I just me personally, I feel like you need a 350 or 3500 or more so you can have them 2 wheels to distribute that weight better, and it's more stable. It's not all over the place. Man, what else I had? Some more information. Man, if y'all didn't see the beginning of this video when I was talking about how this broker was getting over and, stuff to look out for, please go back and watch the beginning of the video because a lot of brokers are crooks. They are crooks. Do not bow down to them. Tell them you don't want the loan. And now they can't move the load, their tone is gonna change. Cause they gonna wait the whole day to see if somebody else gonna call them on that load. Nobody don't call, they gonna hit you back. Hey man, can you still run this load? Yeah, exactly. Appreciate it, Country Girl. Hey, can you run this load? Can you run this load? Yeah, so now they tone change. So don't ever let no broker talk down to you, because they need you at the end of the day. They can't make no money without you. You can go run loads for tons of other people. They can only make money with that lane they got. So don't bow down to no brokers. Again, don't bow down to no brokers. And again, do not bow down to no brokers. Period. And to be quite honest with you, just like that broker can go get a contract. If you got your own thought, you can go get the same contract they got. The same exact one. Don't buy these new trucks with the CP4. I heard about the CP4. I ain't a mechanic. I don't know much about it. I heard the CP3 is better. I don't even know what a CP anything is. I don't even know what it is. But that's what I've been hearing. Only thing hearing about that make me think of the movie Blue Streaks when they was asking more about the P64 or the P68 or whatever. Scratch that. That's what comes to mind when I hear about the CP4 and the CP3. But yeah, whatever this CP, whatever, I hear the CP3 better. Don't buy the CP4. CP3 is supposed to have a little dent, a little something on the device. It's over my head. You're going to have to watch somebody's video to know about it, because I don't. I'm an idiot to that. But, yeah, man. My first time putting snow chains on anything. Let me show you, because every time I run in the snow, I haven't had to. And then we didn't have the band, so we had to use rope. But it's on there. But we use a regular rope. So this, we call these press-it cords on the fire department. We made a little press-it right here, and it tightens up on itself. Because we didn't have the band for it. We put these chains on here. Then these chains was from the freaking 1980s. Piece of junk. It ride pretty smooth too. I thought it was gonna ride horrible, but it don't. Well, on this truck, the EMS supervisor truck, he just had to go to the shop and swap trucks because we had his chains on here, and the back of it caught a brake line and ripped the brake line. So that's why there's no chains on here, because he just freaking ripped the brake line off there. But yeah, man, hope everybody learned something, because I did learn something. 25K per axle on split axle. So I learned something. I hope everybody else learned something. Again, don't let no broker screw you. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to act right. Tell them you don't want the load. And that's coming from somebody who broke a freight. So, hey, man, when I get more information, I will provide it. So, like I said, I got to do a video on IRA. I already did a video on getting health insurance, so go check that out if you ain't seen it. And I'm going to do a video on life insurance. So, keep in mind, you're not going to be able to drive a truck forever. So, be thinking about a retirement plan. This job has put me in the mindset of thinking forward toward retirement, health insurance, life insurance, and stuff like that. So, and for pre-tripping the 18-wheeler, we pre-trip these trucks every day, and we don't call it a pre-trip. We just call it checking the truck, and we do maintenance sheets. So it prepared me for trucking. And like I say, being over people and taught me how to supervise people and deal with different personnel. So this job really set me up for success without me even knowing it until I was doing it and I was able to do comparison. So, do land still have hot shot trailer, or you have to go there with your own? Nah, you gotta go with your own. So before I left Landstar, my plan, and I just couldn't get enough people to move quick enough. So my plan was to buy several All these new trucks are programmed to die after the warranty goes out. I 100% believe it. Uh, so before I left Landstar the first time, my plan was to buy a bunch of hotshot trailers and basically get them Landstar inspected, add the insurance on it, and rent them out to people that was basically BCOs with Landstar. Just BCO, for the people who don't know, it's just somebody who leased on Landstar on the op. So I was gonna lease them out to owner ops and charge them a weekly fee like Landstar do, but it was like nobody was moving quick enough. And then now when people realize their credit wasn't good enough to get a trailer after they already bought a truck or this and that, and then a lot of people were just like, man, I really need a trailer. You know, hey man, you got your trailer? I'm like, nah. Like when I was trying to tell, I don't know if people be thinking I be trying to get over or wait, but I already know the game. I think so far ahead. I seen a lot of this stuff happening already. I'm like, hey, bro, I can help you. I can lease you out this and that and that and this. Nobody want to jump on it. Then they go make a different move and they spend way more money than I was going to charge. I'm talking, just say, for example, I was going to charge them $200. They turn around and go somewhere else. Now they paying $800. I'm like, bro, I try to help. Like, do y'all not believe what I'm telling y'all? Bro, I've been through this. And I had no help. That's why I try to help people so much. Because I ain't had no help when I was doing stuff. Not me, I'm hustling for the rest of my life. Got 50,000 miles on my 2015 Ford doing hot shot. You say 50,000, right? That ain't 500,000, yeah. 500,000, god dang. Oh yeah, you trucking. But man, I'm sure I ain't want to say nothing, but right now, what I've been looking into is another reason why people ain't been hearing from me. Is I've been looking into these box trucks. Now, people that came to me plenty of times in the past about it, but when they tell me the numbers, I'm just like, bro, I ain't interested. I'm not interested at all. Well, my homeboy, he's leased the Landstar, but he got a trucking authority too. And he got some box trucks, which he got, and he broke it down to me. So the money was $3,000 a week, gross $3,500 max. But you know, you talking about working an extra day. So boom, when I hear numbers like that, I start frowning like, man, oh no, man, like, bro, that, cause I'm looking at insurance, fuel, you got so many fees because you run your own authority, paying your driver, tires, all this stuff going through my mind. I'm just like, bro, no. So right now, starting out, I feel like you're gonna do it. The best option should be to rent a Penske or a Ryder truck. And the reason why, because anytime you starting something new, you want to reduce the what ifs. You know, what if the truck break down, blah, blah, blah. Because I was looking at the fact that, like, okay, I go buy a truck, a used truck, and I'm running for 3 months. And I done stacked up all this money for 3 months. And I have a serious breakdown. All that money I done stacked up for 3 months is gone. So basically, I done worked for free for 3 months. So that's why I wasn't interested. I'm like, bro, it's just not enough money. Too much work and not enough money for a day in my area. Oh, well, I live at 5,000 minimum, straight up. Where I live, it's plenty of work. Because Shreveport got a lot of flatbed freight. A whole lot, you know. Shingles, coils, heavy equipment. We got a lot of stuff right here. Good game. I appreciate it. Hey, I appreciate you. So, and then besides that, like I say, I'm surrounded by Little Rock, Jackson, Mississippi, Dallas, Houston, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Alexandria. Like, where I live at, Shreveport is like the perfect area for flatbed, like perfect. I'm surrounded by work and I'm sitting in work. So yeah, there ain't nothing to do around this mud, man. The city that went down. This used to be a booming city, like a booming city. Just a whole lot of crime, no. Must get your head shot off around here. This is the only thing popping around this mud. So, dang, what I was saying? Hold on. Well, I need to read the comments because I forgot. Dang. Oh my goodness, all this ice bill. I don't even remember what I was saying. Somebody help me out. What I was just talking about. Oh no, roads ain't gonna never get fixed. No. Yeah, you gonna always need a front end alignment, or all wheel alignment around here. The wheel might fall off in Shreveport. That's a fact. It's like a little third world country. These roads, I think we got the worst roads in the U.S. Flatbed free. Yeah. Yeah, whole lot of flatbed free around this mud. A lot of it. Even the surrounding cities around here, you know, man, literally, I'm thinking now, I'm talking Hope, Arkansas, Shreveport, Simsboro, everything. By 22 having a heart attack. No 22-year-old had a heart attack. That shit full of drugs. A 22-year-old having a heart attack. She gotta be full of drugs if she is. Cocaine. Hey man, I gotta holler at y'all. I'm gonna go. Peace.